Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today it's time to get some color into the garden, and we're going to start with the driveway pots. Now I am craving pinks and purples this year, and every year I pick a different color scheme, but this year I picked pink and purple for the front garden. And I'm cheating this year. I admit it, guilty as charged, because I found some gorgeous hanging baskets that I could not resist in the colors I wanted at $23.98 at Walmart, and I figured these would be perfect in the driveway containers. It's an extra quick start on getting some color into the yard, which I'm really craving right now. We're still in a bit of a green situation here. The rain is going to help that we just had, but still nothing's really in bloom yet other than, creeping phlox. So we're going to plant these. I'm going to show you what I have. I'm so excited, and I weighed out the cost of doing these planters, and really it was worthwhile to buy them all ready to go. But they aren't going to survive long in the hanging baskets that you get at Walmart. I always like to pot them up or change them. But we're putting them in the driveway containers. They'll have lots of room. They're self-watering containers that I had last year, and I'm using them again. And I think they'll do really well. And we're going to give them a boost with some Miracle Grow slow release fertilizer. And then I'm going to water them weekly or every other week. Usually in self-watering pots, I don't have to water like every week, usually every 2 or 3 weeks, depending how full the reservoir is. So I'm going to make sure that it's good and full because we got a hot week ahead of us, and give these a good start, and they should do really well in the larger containers. So let me show you what I have, because I am super pumped about this. The colors are phenomenal, and quite honestly, I didn't feel I could go wrong with this color combination because it's just beautiful. You can let me know in the comments if you agree. So it's been windy here, and I think they'll be fine, but this is what I'm working with today. We have gorgeous pink verbena and some different shades of purples, magentas, maroons in this mix. There's a combination of superbells in here, petunias, and it's just glorious in my opinion. And you can see the dark purple in that one, and the magenta is really standing out there. This is more of a dark maroon here, and then this is more of a superbell arrangement. So really gorgeous, and I'm excited to put these in. And if you go to Walmart and you see these there and you like what I got, grab some, because for $23.98, they are big bang for the buck. So we're going to start with putting one of these in my containers, and we'll keep moving till we have all 4 planted. I am so stoked about this. The soil I'm using in my containers, and I replaced it this year, is the triple blend, 05, 0.3, 0.3. And I've used this for multiple years. I get it at Walmart. It's like $2.97 a bag. Well worth it. Great soil. I've never had any issues with it, and I just find it so useful. And I talked to a lot of gardeners at Walmart, and they buy it as well. So really good buy there on this. It's a 20 liter or 7 kilogram bag. So that's what we're using in the pots. I've already put 1 bag in each pot, and I'm going to start with the first container because I actually put 2 in. And then we're going to go ahead and fill with this one for the rest of them and put our slow release fertilizer in. So here's the before with 2 bags of that soil in it. I'm going to come in and I'm going to put my slow release fertilizer in. It's the Shake and Feed by Miracle Grow. I use what I can find, and I find this to be a decent product. Quite honestly, I like the purple one because it's the Ultra Bloom rather than just the general one. And it works really good. So we're just going to sprinkle some of this in. I do 2 or 3 circles. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the plant in. I can come back and top dress with more of that soil because I got quite a few bags. All right, we're still going to have a bit of train noise in this video, but we're going to carry on because I want to get this in and done. They could use a good watering. So you can see which one I'm working with. Isn't that beautiful? And we're going to come back and prune these after and just clean up the buds and that. Normally I would pick all the flowers off of an arrangement when I go and plant them and pot them up so that all the energy goes to the roots. But because this is so beautiful, I just can't bring myself to do it. So we'll just give it a light pruning to clean it up. So I'm just going to tap this out of the container, which should be really easy. And with a big pot like this, you want to get your arms underneath it good to tap it out and support it. There we go. And then we're just going to set her down in here And I may have to dig the center out a bit more to get her where I want it. And then just backfill around the plant. And if it's still too high, I'm just going to push it in. I'm going to come through and give it some more dirt, which I think it needs. So I'm going to grab another bag. And I'll top dress, and then I'm going to come through with some more slow release fertilizer. And this soil here in this bag tends to be a bit more moist from the rain, which is fine. And just feel around the plant when you do this and make sure that you've filled any gaps, and just lift the stems up very carefully. So I would say it's about 2.5 bags to fill one of these planters adequately. That looks better. Okay, that container is filled. Now I'm going to come back through and you can see how it's looking. And I'm going to give it some more slow release fertilizer on the top. And we'll just lift up the stems to get it underneath and around the edge. Done. Okay, so that one's ready to go for a good soaking, except we need to prune. So I have my trusty snips here. You don't need heavy duty pruners for this job. And we're just going to clip off anything that looks spent. Now these have been in my van probably for about a week because the weather was too cold and it was freezing. So I'm happy to get them in the ground, so to speak, in the container, because they really needed it. And so for the petunias, you're just going to pick the stems off like that. So we'll just go through and clean that out. And I have my snips if there's anything that looks like it needs more of a trim. And you will see me all summer long coming out here and pinching my plants back. That is just something I do, even if they're proven winners. I don't like the look of them with a bunch of dead blooms on, waiting for them to drop. So we'll just take that off, that back, and we just go through here, pinch back the super bells, and just look for any other spent blooms. And if you have a verbena that needs to be pinched back, go ahead and pinch it. Don't be afraid to take the bloom off, because they like it. They will flourish even more. All right, so that one's done. And I am loving the color. Isn't that beautiful? And ignore the weeds on the ground around the soil. These have popped up since the darn rain. You know, a gardener's work is never done. Let's move on to the next one. I'll just throw that bag in my pocket. This one is going to have the purple in it. I love this one. I love them all. What can I say? We're going to spread this out a bit, break up any lumps, and I'm just going to make the center. That's about right there. So let's add our fertilizer. You see this one's really dry, so it needs a good soaking. Make sure that's centered. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, let's clean up the dead flowers now. Track it down to where the bloom is spent and just take it off. It really perks it up when you do that. And then the energy can go to the new blooms. And if you have any that are bent, just take them off too. All right, that one's done. All it's gonna need is some water. Check on this one. Take this one down a little bit because it's kind of leaning. And then for any of the super bells, just pick off the blooms that need to be picked off. Now the Miracle-Gro slow release is supposed to last 3 months in a container, but once we start doing water soluble fertilizer, I usually don't go and add some more in, because we're looking at, June, July, August, September, somewhere in that range. So it's pretty close, but you can always go back and add some more in. All right, so that's it for this video. I'm very happy to get these done. Let me know what you think about cheating with your planters and putting plants that are already potted up in them that you purchase. And let me know what you think of the color combinations. I am in love with them, so I hope you like them too. And I am so happy to get some color into the garden now. That just, it is just breathtaking seeing all this color. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.